Hi. Hi, and welcome to the astrological week ahead with myself, Penny Dix, astrologer. And I want to say happy Mother's Day to those of you that have Mother's Days today. And I'm not sure if we have it here in Gozo today or not. I'm not sure. They have different days in some places. So I'm not sure if it's Mother's Day here. But hello, Simi, Wishing Pool Tarot, Annabelle, Great, Shirley, and everybody. So let's crack on and see what we're doing because and Jem, hi, happy Mother's Day. And Scorpio moon, I know we have the full moon. How are you feeling? Because this full moon is a powerful one. Don't I say that every time? But this is Scorpio, so this is super powerful. And, opposite the sun and Uranus, this could be interesting. Tootsie mush, what on earth does that mean, Jem? So I'm all ready to do my surgery tomorrow. So you're feeling like you're letting stuff go. That's brilliant, Wishing Pool Tarot. That sounds really healthy. And I think, and you're totally emotional, Jem. Okay. And I think you're feeling a lot of soul searching going on, Annabelle. I think there's very much this kind of energy we get with full moons, especially in Scorpio, because we're digging down to the very depths of our soul. So it brings up shadow issues. And I know personally my feelings have been quite overwhelming. I feel anxious, excited, anticipatory, all sorts of different feelings all at once. Oh, Siri's just answered me. Go away, Siri. You're never alone with Siri. A lot of shadow work. That's good. Oh, you've noticed quite a few snappy people out there. And yeah, I think that probably figures a lot. Yeah, thank you. No, I'm cool. I'm good. Sarah has done a pre-op hypnotherapy session with me this afternoon that I've just put up on our channel, Channeling and Stranger Things. So that's quite interesting to listen to. Yeah, oh, thank you, Kay Ulrich. Yes, I'll be great. And yes, I will have an amazing care team. It'll all be wonderful. Earth 7, good to see you here. Hi. And, this week, thankfully, there are not very many important major transits, which is good. We have another week where I think most of what we're going to be feeling is the effects of the full moon, because this will last over a few days. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what unfolds in the next 24, 36 hours. We've got our problem spots on the planet that are causing tension, anticipation, concern, worry. So we've got all of that energy going on. I don't know about India and Pakistan, whether they are in a good place. Oh, God, it's all mirrored. I can't see whether I'm doing it in the right way. Hi, Poonam. Janice, hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Cassie Sheehy or Casey Sheehy, Scorpio. That's how you feel all the time. Yeah, I can imagine actually. Oh my goodness. Mercury, our planet of communication, entered Taurus yesterday. So that's quite an important. I was going to do an astrobite for it, but I ran out of time. So is Andy here? Jim, hi. Oh, Andy's here. Great. Hello, Andy. Sunday's on, Ruby's birthday party. Chaos, lovely. And Dishy Doctor, here you come. Oh, yes. Nice Dishy Doctor. That would be nice. Cosmic BL, hello. It's good to see you. You couldn't get to sleep last night, Poonam. Actually, I slept remarkably well, which is good because I need my sleep pre-surgery. So your natal Mercury is in Taurus, Janice. Okay. And I think it's quite important to just think about what natal Mercury in Taurus means, or Mercury in Taurus, because it means we're much more grounded and deliberate in the way we think, and we will be quite sensible about how we structure our conversations. It's about talking, communicating with stability, being practical and using clarity of thought with the way we discuss things. It's like slow, steady, careful communication, but deliberate, but very much rooted in the present and the real world. Because remember, of course, Taurus is an earth sign and fixed. So you might find you come across people who are being stubborn over the next week or so, whilst Taurus has Mercury residing there. So you slept great, Casey. That's good to see. It was the 2 nights before last night that was wild. Is that good or bad? Could be good. Cosmic BL, Leo ascendant, Scorpio in a relationship with Aquarius ascendant Cap. Lovely. Oh, hi, Joe from Corfu. You're a Virgo follower. Okay, right. So Mercury, of course, is your ruling planet. And, you know, with Mercury in Taurus, we will find that we have some patience and we will be persistent about the communications we need to make. We'll be quite good at problem solving, which I think is helpful with this full moon Scorpio energy. So in spite of the full moon energy, I think we will actually be quite grounded. And there's an interesting square, remember, between Mercury in Taurus and retrograde Pluto, our planet of transformation, in Aquarius. So there is the possibility and the potential that we can really earn or make good headway with situations that require careful thought. So I think we'll be much more circumspect about what we discuss, how we bring things into a conversation. So Mercury in Taurus is going to think before it speaks. And it's not going to be full of word salads or flashy in its talk to cover up the actual main theme. But it can be as well quite persuasive because of its certainty that is correct about what it's saying. So Mercury squaring Pluto at the moment, which is really what we've got leading up to the full moon tomorrow, is giving us an opportunity for transformative change through communication, through positive communication in every situation that we find ourselves in, whether it's with a significant other, whether it's with family, with friends, with business colleagues, acquaintances. This will be good energy. Even though it's a square, it means the square pushes you to resolve something that needs to be resolved. And both of you will take your time because it's Taurus, and Taurus takes its time. It's a little bit like you would imagine Taurus would be Saturn ruled, because Taurus is like, no, I do it this way. I take one step at a time, do it slowly. Let me see what you're talking about. Yes, Jim, it could be good. Absolutely. Oh, you're both Newell. Okay, maybe you're related. And you're a Virgo, Annabelle. You see, this is a great way to get in touch with everybody. So there's something about Mercury in Taurus which is going to encourage persuasive communication. And I think that bodes well for what is unfolding on the world stage. However, we mustn't forget that in spite of what looks like at the moment, talking happening between India and Pakistan, talking happening between Russia and Ukraine, and the United States being the brokerage that is trying to help these situations resolve themselves, the problem is we're in the midst of the energy of a Scorpio full moon that is more or less in opposition to Uranus. Do not expect anything that is put in place at the moment on that world stage to remain there intact. I don't think it will, because something will happen that is unexpected. There will be sudden changes of mind, twists and turns that absolutely we think, oh, no, we're back to the beginning. Now, hopefully, in our own personal lives, that will be diluted, because I always think with this kind of energy, we have to take it down a few degrees in the sense of it is not necessarily, it doesn't have the potency that it can have in big world situations. So on a personal level, it could see that you have plans set in place that keep changing, that just you think, oh, right, okay, so we're meeting at midday. And then half an hour later, you get contacted, oh, actually, the meeting's been brought forward. Can you get here by 11? So it's that kind of energy that Uranus can bring into our personal lives. So it's really like for the rest of today, Sunday, and for tomorrow, Monday, and a little bit on Tuesday, especially in Australia, because in New Zealand, where the full moon is actually happening on the 13th, expect that your plans may be subject to flux and change, because that is the most obvious or kind of that's the sort of thing that we can expect with this energy. So don't believe everything is written in stone, signed in blood. I mean, interestingly, I'm having this surgery tomorrow, and if you want to hear about my views as to the reasoning why I have allowed it to go ahead on the day of a full moon, which is not the most excellent energy for surgery, but in my full moon video, I go in depth into my reasoning and how I've worked with my chart, trusting that if it's not supposed to happen, the divine will step in and it'll get cancelled for some reason. Interestingly, it's already the time of the surgery has changed 3 times. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then it was 1 o'clock. And then today I heard from the hospital, it's 12:30, which actually I see as good, because it's bringing me further away in time from when the moon goes full, because the moon doesn't go full universal time till 6 o'clock in the evening. So, and you have to adjust obviously for your location on the planet. Let me just, isn't Scorpio good for surgery, Rashandi Earthling? I don't know. Does someone want to Google that and just let us know in the chat? Because I looked at it in my chart quite deeply. And because the full moon is actually happening in the area of my chart that's to do with home and family, and as many of you know, I'm hoping to relocate. So I'm seeing it as perhaps potentially something happens around my wish to change location. So, you know, the end of waiting, rather than, because if the full moon was happening in my, say, 6th or 12th house, I think I would have said, nah, not good. If it was happening in my 8th house or 2nd, I think I would have said, no, no. But it's not. It's happening in my 4th house, 4th and 10th. And so my reasoning is that is, yes, Jim, exactly. That's how you use your astrology. And this is an example for all of you how if you know your chart well and you have big decisions to make like this, in the sense that sometimes the wheels that turn mean that we don't get much choice over when we have a surgery performed, for instance, then what you have to do is go with your chart and look at how you make it work best for you. And if your gut feeling is, I really shouldn't do it, then clearly don't. But make sure that's not just fear. You know, there's a difference between an intuitive gut feeling of, oh no, this is not good, to, oh no, I can't have it done then. So there's a big difference. This is the difference and the lesson in listening to your gut feeling, your intuition, rather than your fear or anxiety, which is the mind getting in the way. So, Simi, what are you saying? Yes, I know my surgery will go well. I'm cool about it. Hi Parry. Uh, yes, it's good to see you. Yes, Jem, it's about inner trust and putting my faith into the universe. I love you too, Jem. I really do. See me, you feel like you're in a rowing boat in the middle of the ocean, swaying back and forth. Yes, it does feel a bit like that. And thank you, Jim. I'm glad you approve of my reasoning with the use of the astrology. Wishing Pool Tarot, you're asking me why I want to come back to the UK. Yes, I'm quite happy to answer that. I miss trees, grass, the smell of falling leaves. I miss flowers. I miss the spring. I miss people, my family. I miss hills and big hills and valleys, and I miss history. I miss the history of England in particular. And it feels like it's time. Now, having said that, I also go with the flow and trust that the divine, if the divine sees my future lying in the UK, then it will unfold. It may not be in the time scale that I want, but I will trust that timing. And all we can do with a situation like this is to go with that gut feeling of it's time for me, it's time to go home. There's a lot about the UK that is not attractive. I absolutely understand. Politically, economically, for many, many reasons. And I certainly won't be able to get as big a place to live in as I've got here. I will have half the space that I have here. But I am very fortunate here and I have a large apartment. But I won't get this. But at the same time, it feels like it's time to downsize. And I need to do it before I get to the point where I'm too tired to consider moving. And so I really do just trust that the divine will guide me. And I'm doing the things necessary to set this process in place. And this again is an exercise, if you like, in how to work, not just with the astrology, but with the law of attraction. Because it's really, if you remember, I often talk about this book, The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. Now, what she would say, and she wrote that in 1926, what she would say is, if it is on my divine path to return to England, show me the way. If not, find me something just as good or better. That way, I'm in a win-win situation and I can let it go and give it to the divine. So that is how nowadays, in the last 10, 15 years, I have operated my life. And it works. And I can say that for a fixed sign Taurus, I'm flexible and I go with that flow. Yeah, of course, sometimes I get frustrated and stubborn and want what I want and I want it now. I'm human. But I recognize that, the divine, as I go, knows a lot better than me and does have my back. So I have to trust it. I teach it. So if I teach it, then I have to trust it. However, my astrology and my transits show that it is more than likely that I will make a big move abroad in the next, let's say, 18 months out of where I am now. And I go back also to a palmist who has so far been absolutely right, that I went to when I was about 17, who told me I would be in the UK until I was about 48, 50. Then I would move to a small island and I would be there for a long period of time. And then after that, I would move somewhere else for the best part of my life. Well, at 48, I moved to Gozo with my mum, who had had a stroke, and I was her full-time carer. I said, come on, let's go to Gozo and do this. It'll be fun. Here I am later on thinking, it's time to move. It's time to change. So that is how I work with this energy. And I have, astrologer friends who check my chart out because it's not easy to read your own chart. And there is change, big change for me. I also think moving to the UK will be much better for me with my astrology business because I'll be able to attend Astrological Association lectures, workshops, all these do's, meet up with all these amazing people like Steve Judd and all the astrologers that he works with. I mean, it just will open doors. It'll be such fun. I will find my tribe, my community, and that's what I don't have here. I just have you, my lovely soul fam. So that, yes, I do astrology readings and guidance. If you go to my website, Casey, or Cassie, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, so hopefully I've got it right. If you go to my website, pennydix.com, you'll see there's a page that tells you about the sessions, but email me and I do it all one-to-one personally. You email me and we find a suitable date depending on your time zone and my time zone, which at the moment is Central European Daylight Time. But I won't be taking any clients before June for obvious reasons because I'm recovering from surgery and it may be a bit later than that. I have no idea how I'm going to feel after my shoulder has been pulled around and fiddled with. So, hi, Rennie Ross in Canada. How lovely to see you here. Okay, I hope that helps, Casey. Let's see, what else are you saying? Oh, Ursa 7, I'd love to sing. I love my singing. I miss my singing. I haven't done it for so long. But I have got a channel which has got one song on it on YouTube. The channel is just called Penny Dix. And it's got one song on it, which is Skyfall, me singing Skyfall. So if you want to go to that channel, also actually on my channel, Astrology by Penny Dix, if you scroll down and find things from years ago, something like, I don't know, 2020 or something or whatever, you'll see there's some one or two of my songs because I just shove them on the channel as you do. It's Casey. Thank you, Casey, because it's not, it's very difficult. And I do like to give people the right name. I think it is so important. Our names are very important. And remember, words have energy and vibrations. And if people are not respecting the vibration of our given name, then they're actually not respecting us. I get irritated if people call me Pen and not Penny. And apologies if any of you have called me Pen and didn't mean to, but it's just that I'm Penny, and pen I don't like. I'm not something you write with. I'm, I'm something else. Oh dear. So listen, let's just move on a bit before we get completely carried away with my life story as usual, because that's what always happens. So I think we've dealt with the full moon, power struggles, emotional polarization, transformation for leadership and alliances, which we're beginning to see can unfold. However, let's see what happens in the next 24 hours, because I'm not sure these ceasefires will last due to the presence of Uranus conjunct Algol, the fixed star Algol, which is a malevolent star, which is about losing one's head. I think that this can be taken on many levels. There can be the ego. Okay, Casey, absolutely, with pleasure. So, losing one's head can be getting caught in one's narcissistic, inflated persona, and thinking one is more than one is, like we see with some world leaders who set themselves up in a sense as if they are gods. And this is really, really, this is the most, I think, pertinent part of this particular full moon. So I think we also have to remember the presence of Mars in this full moon. And I'm just checking to see where it is, because Mars is at 11 degrees of Leo. Now, Mars, as we know, is the planet of war and attacks and aggression. And I think it's rather interesting because it is making a very loose trine to Saturn. There's something here about people running out of time. People get impatient, lash out, rather than be patient and wait to see how things unfold. Hi, Shelb, good to see you here. Linda, good to see you. So, yes. Oh, Poonam, I'm just reading what you're saying, which is very interesting. It makes or breaks you per the Indian charts, really, about the energy of names. That's fascinating. Blue Fox Blitz. 2:26 a.m. you woke up, and it's Penny. Medusa head is the protector too. Algol will sort these emperors out. I love that. Let's hope so. I think that's awesome. I love it. But let's see what else is happening this week, because there are other transits going on. And if you remember, I put up a video yesterday which gives you your individual zodiac signs and what you can expect in which area of your life the full moon is triggering, what area of your life is being triggered by this full moon. And I'm going to start doing that for the full moons and the new moons. I can't go back to doing monthlies, not at the moment, because it's too much work, to be honest, and it takes up a lot of time. So May the 15th, Jupiter in Gemini is going to be squaring the nodes. So this, I think, can bring about some kind of inflation about how we see our destiny unfolding. So there's something here about keeping things realistic. It feels as if we're getting a little bit too caught in our spiritual reverie. And there is something about spiritual destiny that we might be sensing or feeling. And sorry, what's this, Annabelle? Do you take the sun sign as a priority or rising? Well, to be honest, I always take the rising sign, because that tells you the house placements for the areas of your life that are being affected. So, for instance, the full moon for me is in my 4th house, which is Scorpio, because I'm a Leo ascendant. But my Taurus energy is in the 10th house. But I've only got my sun in Taurus. I've got no other astro bodies in there. So even though I am Taurus, I very much work through my Leo energy. So that, if that helps answer your question. But this Jupiter in Gemini squaring the nodes, because the node is in Pisces, the North Node, there is I think we're going to be feeling by the end of the week this awareness, this awakening of our spiritual destiny. But I think we've got to be careful we don't become inflated. There's a danger here that we become ungrounded and overthink it and get carried away in some kind of spiritual quest. I just think it's important all of this week, because of the Scorpio full moon, because of all of this energy, to keep grounded, feet on earth. That's one of the reasons I want to live back in England. I want to go outside my house. Hopefully I would get a house of some description with my bare feet and tread on grass. Oh, there's nothing I can do like that here. There's not enough trees. I miss trees. So this Jupiter squaring the North Node, Jupiter seeks growth through communication in Gemini. And Jupiter can try to be sometimes over clever in Gemini. Whereas the North Node in Pisces is asking us to surrender, to have compassion and spiritual trust, and not to get caught in linear time, but to know that everything goes this way, that way. Timelines change. I've said before, and I'll say it again, that I think that every minute, every moment of time, we have a myriad of timelines flowing out in front of us from our point in time and space. And depending on our thought processes and our next decision as we create our reality, we change timelines. And so there is a constant unfolding. Sometimes in my sense of this is there are certain timelines that we are impelled to follow because there is some destined energy that is saying, no, this is the one you need to go down now. And this is the way that we have to sort of feel and sense the way we are being guided by the divine. Remember, it's always thy will, not my will. That's why with my potential relocation, I'm not saying I'm going to move at any cost, because that's shooting myself in the foot. If that's not what the divine wants for me, I've got to stay where I am. But I have faith and I trust that it will unfold in the way it's meant to unfold. Green-eyed goddess, yes, grounding to Mother Earth is so important. Bare feet in the grass. Gosh, I want that. You know as well, Jim, grass, trees. It really is, so watch it towards the end of the week that you don't overthink the spiritual side or any of these topics that I'm thinking about. It happens for us simultaneously, spontaneously. We're just going from timeline to timeline all the time. And as long as we follow the signs, and as we grow intuitively, we get much more used to sensing which signals are telling us to, oh, actually, that timeline's changed. You've got to go down this one now. Do you know what it does? It gives us maximum freedom. Don't be rigid. with your plans. Allow the flexibility of the cosmos to step in and guide you. So I think globally, we might see towards the end of the week a lot of the truths that appear to be around being challenged, and a sense of disillusionment that can come within various governments as they think they've solved a problem only to find it's back to start. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't have to be right. I just work intuitively with the timelines that are set out before me and with my own understanding of the astrological movement of the cosmic bodies. So there's something here about personal and spiritual evolution. And I've got a couple of quotes. I've got a quotes for the week, but there's a couple of quotes I just want to give you at this point about Jupiter squaring the nodes. There's one here that's unknown, which is evolve or remain. I think that's pretty powerful. Do you want to stay stuck or change? And this one you know very well because it's by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. We're not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. It's so important we remind ourselves of that at times. And, you know, George Bernard Shaw said, progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. And one of my reasons for wanting to return to the UK is I want a new adventure, a new challenge. Maybe it won't be the UK. Maybe the cosmos will say, oh, actually, we want you to go here, somewhere else. I don't know. I'm going with the flow. And let's move on to next Saturday, because thank you, Linda, and thank you, Ursa 7. Annabelle, you're asking me, did I initially find it a challenge thinking about moving? I have found lately change worrying and can't seem to just flow with the go. Annabelle, my darling, of course, all change is scary. What you do is you put one foot in front of the other. You make your list and you make one decision after the other. And that's what I do. Of course, it's scary, exciting, and frustrating because sometimes things seem like they're happening and then suddenly, oh, they stop. You know, I've had some people in the last week who, really wanted the flat. Then, oh, actually, perhaps this particular issue isn't going to work for us. And so you go, oh. So no wonder house moving is the top 3 of the things that most stress us and take us into therapy or counseling. Bereavement is number 1. I think house moving and divorce are either number 2 or number 3. So, you know, it's interesting, but it is a very stressful business because you're uprooting your home. You're choosing to make your home in a different location. Blue Fox Blitz, Penny, in every lifetime, there are many lifetimes. Yes. A book is a person's lifetime, and those lifetimes wash in and out like the waves. Yes, and thank you. Bend like the trees in a storm. Absolutely, Jim. One foot in front of the other and repeat as necessary. Yes, Shell, go into the ankle deep in the ocean, soaking water in salt water. Unfortunately, here, the beaches are not very easy for me to access because of my mobility issues. So it is incredibly frustrating because I would love to just go and paddle. This year, if I'm still here in the summer, I mean living here in the summer, not because I'm not here, I will see if I can get someone to help me get to a beach, or it's just not easy here because we don't have nice, easy, sandy beaches that you can just walk gently down and walk into the sea. It's not like that. Oh, I love that, Joe Newell's evening swim in the rain. Yes, fabulous. Listen, on Saturday, Mercury will be squaring Mars. This week, this coming week, when I'm returned from the hospital, I may try and do a couple of these astrobites, but I have no idea whether I'm going to feel like doing them or not. So I can give you the quick heads up about them now. So Mercury in Taurus is going to be squaring Mars in Leo. So what we're going to have with this is friction, challenges, and a need to find balance. We've got to watch out for arguments, impulsive talk, and mental frustration. So this is next Saturday. We're going to feel it Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we might find it stubborn communication versus fiery action. So cool it next weekend. Just heard a loud bang. I think it was probably fireworks somewhere. So it's what one has to try and do when you have this kind of configuration is use conflict creatively. That is the best use of this energy. It can also give you tremendous mental drive, sharp focus, and determination to really push through communication blocks. But don't lose sight of tact. That is incredibly important. So those are the main aspects that we've got this week. Just let me have, what's this, Parry? Even if I fall on my face, I'm still moving forward. I love that. This is kombucha, by the way. I drink it daily now. It's wonderful. Okay, Wishing Pool Tarot. You've pulled the card for the week, the Knight of Wands. A lot of fire energy. I have my cards ready and waiting. I will do that in a minute. I have our word for the week, which is flexibility in mind and attitude. So this is quite funny. Someone called Robert Ludlam, or attributed to him, "Blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be bent out of shape." That sounds like something from Monty Python or Life of Brian. Blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be bent out of shape. Albert Einstein said, "The measure of intelligence is the ability to change." That is so true. Christine Jones, hi. Nice to see you. Thank you very much. I appreciate. And Deepak Chopra said, "In the midst of movement and chaos, keep stillness inside of you." And if you can, with this full moon energy, keep that stillness inside of you, it will help us go through the next 48 hours, which could be quite stormy waters for some. Max McGowan said, "Adaptability is about the powerful difference between adapting to cope and adapting to win." Well, I know what I want to do. Yes, swapping whiskey for kombucha. That's 2 years now, Annabelle, would you believe? 2 years since I gave up drinking whiskey. I loved it. I love whiskey. I'm not an alcoholic. I wasn't an alcoholic. I just loved having a drink every now and then. But there we go. Flexibility in life and change. Let's look at this. Bruce Lee said, Be like water making its way through the cracks. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Kelly McCall, time is speeding up. I'd agree. I would agree very much. And Deborah Day said flexibility requires an open mind and a welcoming of new alternatives. And this is good, which is Charles Darwin, which is, and I think we all know this one, it is not the strongest or the most intelligent who will survive, but those who can best manage change. And this is such a great truth, because those of us that can adapt to change survive. And thank you, Jem. Well, I lost a lot of weight as well because I really went on a health regime and became vegetarian. Although I'm virtually vegan, but there's still, I'm not really a complete vegan. I'm a vegetarian. Let's have a look at inner flexibility and strength, because Lao Tzu said, a tree that is unbending is easily broken. And a Japanese proverb is, the bamboo that bends is stronger than the oak that resists. How true. That's lovely, Parry. Fresh, clean water with an infusion of lovely thoughts, because, you know, we know about the power of water, the consciousness of water. I've forgotten her name, Vanda, whatever her name is, that talks about the consciousness of water. It's beautiful. No, I can't give up chocolate either, Annabelle. So it's change is the only constant. Excuse me, give me hiccups. Ursa 7, absolutely. There's another quote here, which is the last quote before I do the tarot, which is by Seth Godin. Change is not a threat. It's an opportunity. Survival is not the goal. Transformative success is. And I'll add, it's never too late to start something new. It's never too late to think differently. It's never too late to change. It's never too late to start a new career. It's never too late to move. Because if we don't move, we don't change, we don't grow. Shelb, okay, but in lieu of chocolate, hot milk, cocoa, and honey is a delight. Nice, but I can't have milk. I have that lactose intolerant problem, so I'm oat milk. Right, well, let's have a look. Let's find a tarot card. Tarot card for the day. Something flew on the floor there. I don't like milk. I've gone off it. Sorry, can't drink it. You know, milk's for cows. For me, not for humans. Thank you, Jem. Okay, right. Shall we do so? Wishing Pool Tarot has had the Knight of Wands, which looks to me like some important news appearing or coming in this week. Maybe that's for all of us individually, and maybe it's for the world collectively. Yes, Annabelle, we have the tarot. Let's see what card we're going to get. Okay, give us a card for the week ahead. No, that's not quite it. It's not jumping out yet. I think we'll go for that one. Okay, we have the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups, as you know, is about, I think this is quite an interesting card. I see this a little bit as actually it actually represents what I've just been talking about. It's about change. It's about, even though everything where I am is great, and it is, let's talk about me. Enough about me. What do you think about me? Just a joke. So even though everything is okay where I am, I want change. I want another adventure. I want to move on. What and where do you need change? Where do you need a new adventure? What new adventure could help you to grow? Because if we don't have new adventures, we don't grow. So I think you're walking away, Wishing Pool Tarot, or you're saying it's about walking away. Shwaney salt pans. Yes, I have done that, but I couldn't get in the water up there. It's too dangerous for me. But I know where you mean, Elizabeth. Change is the theme. Let's have a look. Tiffany, you're listening while you're feeding your baby lunch. Oh. Jim, it's about you, is about me too, and us too. Yeah. You think it's about abandonment, but is that for you or for us generally? Because I'm seeing it as these actually contain something good. So I would say, if I was talking about myself in my current home, I have a nice home, I have friends. Why would I want to abandon it and walk away? But I do, because I want a new adventure. And if you remember, the next card in the tarot, in the cups, after the 8, is the 9 of Cups, which is about wish fulfillment and dreams coming true. Well, you can't get to the 9 of Cups if you haven't walked away from the 8 here. Just a thought. A project, person, place, the collective. Yeah, can be all of those things. I think with the tarot, as with the astrology, it's how it sits with you. What does it mean with you? So you're saying, Annabelle, that some people say 8 is a bad card. Hi, Susanna. Good to see you. I don't see, 8 is eternity, isn't it? Because it's the never-ending circle, just keeps going on and on. And I see 8 as infinity and continuity. So there's something for me, which is, Tiffany, 8's your lucky number. I think it's something about really moving forward in growth, because the next card is the 9. We have to think about where we're going to, because the 8 has come from the 7 of Cups, which is wondering which cup to choose. And of course, the cup that the man is being encouraged to choose is the one that contains his true self. Well, if we don't move forward and abandon what is seemingly good, we don't change and grow and find the true self. Christine, we are, yes, Wishing Pool Tarot, I think the 8 of Cups does have an element of sadness, but I think it's very much also how we each interpret these cards individually, what it means for you, what it means for me, what it means for other people. And hello, Patricia. Oh, new subscriber. Welcome. Welcome to our soul fam. You are most welcome here, Patricia. And 8 is the infinity wave. Yes, my heart to your heart, my heart to your hearts, my heart to your hearts. So, Casey, yesterday, you're very welcome, Patricia. So, Christine, we're very, very powerful. We can change anything with focused visualization. Just create it, then do it with conviction. Make things happen for the better good of all. We have to do everything for the highest good of ourselves and for the highest good of all. That, Casey, you saw 888, 8888 after asking some questions. Powerful. I like that. So, first of all, I just want to say before I sign off, let me see what Jim's saying. Leaving behind can mean a lot of things. Allowing things to have a place in the past, part of moment. Yes. Oh, sorry, you pulled the hand. I can't see what you pulled. Warm welcome. You pulled warm welcome, and somebody else pulled something, and I'm just trying to find it. You pulled Cosmic BL. You pulled the hand, which is warm welcome, universal knowledge, healing, appeasement of the soul and body. How lovely! Oh, that's beautiful. I think there's some lovely energy here tonight, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you all so much for the support you give me in my work, in my endeavors, coming to me as clients in this Soul Fam group, watching my videos, helping the channel grow. It means the world. It really does. And I hope I will be in a good state to do a live stream next Sunday, but we'll see how I go this week. Thank you, Jem. Yes, and my birthday's on Friday. I will be 70. How did that happen? Oh, Thursday, in the afternoon Central European time, if I'm okay, I'm going to do a show with Brandon Russ, Conscious Medium Brandon Russ. I think he's going to look at my solar return for me, and we're going to talk about world astrology and all the politics and do our usual bit. It depends whether I'm fit and healthy enough to do it. So it's a maybe. Let's see whether it happens. Oh, bless you, Wishing Pool Tarot. Thank you, Janice. Fast healing. I do hope so. I do hope so. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Thank you, Shelb. Oh, happy early birthday. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much. And yes, through the eyes of a child. Thank you, Linda. Yes, I'm going to be a good patient and do what I need to do. One of your best friends, Zoe, has the same birthday. Happy returns around the sun. My solar return. My solar return is actually on Thursday, which is why I'm hopefully going to do the video with Brandon. So that's what we're hoping for. Fingers crossed that we can do it. Thank you, Em. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, I'm going to go now because I need to go and just get something light to eat before I rest early and prepare for tomorrow, because I've got to get the ferry over to Malta, get to the hospital, and be there for midday. So busy day. Emo, good to see you here. You must write to me and explain to me exactly what you meant, because I still don't quite get it. I just want to say something. Seeing Imo here has reminded me that all of you leave me such wonderful, wonderful comments. Blessings and thank you to all of you. I don't always have time to answer every single comment personally. And I really want to. And I don't know how easy it's going to be to do that over the next few weeks, because my right arm, which is my typing arm, is going to be in a sling. So I'm going to have to, but I want to say publicly, thank you for all your comments. They are all read. They are all appreciated. They are all absolutely taken in, the energy and the love with which they're sent. So, yes, we have to let go of ancestral energies, Christine. Live in the moment and abandon moments, memories, and circumstances. Declutter our lives, yes. So 70 is great. Okay, Janice, I'll take your word for it. Essence of Joy. Hello, darling. Thank you. Yes. So, oh, bless you, Shelb. Bless you. So listen, I really do try to get and answer all of your comments, and I will do my best, but sometimes all I manage is the heart and like. And it's not because I don't appreciate what you may or may not have said. Some comments most definitely require an answer, but I think at some point I'm obviously going to have to employ someone to help me, because I'm not going to be able to do everything, because doing the videos, seeing clients, attending to all the admin is a big deal. I'm not complaining. Believe me, I'm not complaining. So on that note, I want to say thank you again for all your love and well wishes. The surgery, if you want to think about me, is probably between 12:30 and, let's say, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Central European Daylight Time. So I will try and put a post or something up on YouTube later that evening, just to say I'm good and I'm back. So in the meantime, loads of love to you all, and I really look forward to seeing you next week. Let's hope that all goes well, and I will be here next week. Scorpio moon sign, sign of the surgeon. And interestingly, I found my surgeon's chart on, well, not his chart, but I found his birthday on Facebook. Because I sent him a friend request and he did friend me, then I could at least message him and asking him important things. And he's an Aries. So, of course, Mars cutting. He's a legal psychopath. Poor chap. I hope he doesn't watch my videos. But it's kind of like legalized, you know, being able to cut up bodies legally. So I think I better stop before I get myself caught down a bloody rabbit hole here. Oh gosh, thank you, Christine. Bless you. I know I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Listen, I am going to go. Loads of love to all of you. I will be back soon. You will hear from me soon. And have a great week. And happy full moon in Scorpio. Bye for now. Bye, guys. Bye.